Welcome, everybody, to the final Refrain Alliance Round 1 recap. And you see, we have someone above me, which is Dave C. Dave, welcome.
How's it going?
Dave was gracious enough to join us for the recap. Um, and we're going to talk about a lot of things in here. I prepared a nice presentation with all the matches, some statistics, some fun facts, maybe some new things, maybe a raffle, who knows? So, yeah, thanks for joining, Dave. I'm looking forward to hosting this with you. Um, let's see if the technology works as intended. Yes, we're here. Um,
Nice.
the chat overlay should be there, so if anyone wants to say hi, I can test if that works, but I think it should be good. Um, so the plan is as follows. Um, we'll do some highlights, at least for me, some personal highlights that I think I'd like to mention. Um, we'll go over the new matches. Not tonight. Welcome.
What's
Uh,
going on tonight?
we'll go over the matches and the new matchups. Um, we'll talk about the predictions,
Nice.
challenger matches as something new. Um, who
Well, it's a
knows?
surprise.
Yeah, what could that be? And some statistics and trivia. So yeah, not tonight's not watching Alliance. Yeah, you should because you see
Games have been
amazing.
awesome.
They have been right.
Also, I think my background is making the chat not readable.
Yeah, let me. I'll move you up here.
There
Look
we
at
go.
that.
Now we can
There
see what
we
she's saying.
go. There we go. You should watch Alliance, and I think the final refrain tournament hopefully will show why you should watch Alliance. Because even if you maybe don't agree with the format, or even if the games we've seen, they're not boring. They're very interesting and played by skilled players. Um,
A lot
so
of back and forth. The games are, taking more than a couple turns.
yeah, yeah. Everyone
Nobody's
claims
really conceding early.
no, we're playing out the full games mostly. Konami gonna win the whole thing. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We're gonna go over the recaps. But first, my highlights of the tournament so far. And I'm gonna have to start with a final refrain rule of six. I'm not spoiling the outcome of any matches in these highlights. Maybe some wins or losses might show up, um, but that doesn't spoil the whole game. So um, when I was analyzing all the decks, I had to analyze 32 decks. I spent about 2 minutes on them. 32 times 2 is literally like more than an hour, right? So I'm not gonna catch all the nuances, and maybe some of the graphics don't do those decks justice, but um, obviously Cat Marrow brought a awesome brew. I don't know if you've seen this, Dave.
Oh, it has Infiltrator. That's how it does it. That's cool.
That's cool, right?
That is really cool.
That is really cool. So what happened in the end? Like it needs some time to set up, right? But you play final refrain, the Addlefish comes down, Infiltrator goes to your opponent. Addlefish fights into the Infiltrator, but first I think first the Duma fights into it, so the final refrain goes back. Um, and then Addlefish fights into the Infiltrator, discard 2 cards, you got the final refrain back, you do it again, and you rule of 6 it, and you end up with 0 cards, right? So that combo was, and indeed Strowman, you have to agree, that combo was amazing. And pulling off a final refrain, rule of 6 in the final refrain tournament, I think deserves some kudos. Um,
Oh, and you need the two final refrains so that Duma can return the first one while the other one's resolving.
I think so, yeah. I think
Okay,
so.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. So it was really awesome to see this in action. See, not tonight. You're seeing how Alliance can be awesome, and these are the kind of brews that Um, I think Riku was casting, and honestly, it makes sense, right? You look at the deck list like, yeah, the final refrain, the Addlefish, the Doom, they're gonna do something, but the Infiltrator is really easy to miss. And then when it was played, it's like, oh, I see, and then you see you need to really know your cards to be able to brew this up, right? So, um, credit where credit's due, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Very
And
creative.
and then the next highlight for me, I don't know if you've seen this game.
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah. Um, so it was a crazy start, honestly. It was so back and forth and way longer than expected.
Hmm.
But in the end, someone won. I'm not gonna say who, but it really was the nuances, the control the weaks, the restring contests that just like, oh, what do I need to do?
This was the first game that got played,
The
correct?
very first game, so that's why I call it
Yeah.
the epic
And
start of the
game one of
tournament.
this set, amazing.
Yeah.
Really highly recommend watching it for anybody who missed it. Like my heart was gonna fail
Oh,
watching that game.
I can imagine. Yeah. Sydney is your teammate, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that puts it even more stressful situation on it. But yeah, we got treated to something, and Aaron was casting this Orion, and I just
Mhm.
joined because I could, and I'm so glad I did. So if you're gonna watch one of the games back, watch this one back in its entirety, because it was good. It was good. Um, then the mass mutation slugfest. I'm not gonna say how long this game went, and Riku
I
was,
can only imagine.
yeah, yeah, triple Quixelstone versus four subject Kirby's. I can just make this a little bit bigger like that. So, um, this was not your typical Alliance game. It definitely did not end turn two or three. And the funny thing is that JDG in the previous Archon final refrain also battled out the other mass mutation deck there as well. So these two, again, the mass mutation decks pairing off. So if you have a couple hours, watch it back. Or
I did not see this one,
no, no.
but I was bummed when I lost mine. Spoiler, I did lose mine.
Mm,
But I was like, if JDG wins this one, I'm losing to that deck anyways, so it's like, get it out of the way
yeah.
now.
Well, who knows who wins this one?
Get a
I don't
couple
know.
hours back on my life.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's something. Then we have that's the last highlight for me. Then we'll go into all the matches. Typical JDG game. Yeah, I think in his match graphic, I said his average turn time rivals that of Ewoks or something. Because yeah, he's a very thoughtful player. Let's say. Um, and this one is a classic. This is the first rematch in the final refrain because this game happened in Archon as well. Game one, Sheep versus Sith. So they must be thrilled to be paired up again. Um, and let's see if I think Sith got the better of Sheep last time. I'm not sure what happened this time. Of course, I know, but let's keep the suspense.
Hmm.
Right. Anything you thought was particularly interesting or noteworthy, uh, Dave?
I think when we get to the results of this game, I'll have something to say, but I don't want
Right.
to spoil
Okay.
anything.
Okay. 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 That's good. Then the matches. We're gonna go match 1 to 16, not chronologically, but bracket wise. So match 1
Makes
is
sense.
the
Okay.
top left, and then we're gonna go
Yeah.
down. Um, Joni versus Snack. Um, I'm not gonna go over the whole player profiles because otherwise we'll be here till for
Yeah.
me
For
a
sure.
long time. So we're just gonna scan over these real quick, and I think you look at this and you see Seasforge, and there's no R on Joni, and we all know the Leaping Frog. The name reminisces of the previous owner, let's say. Um, I think it's a very tough matchup. This was one was I'm not gonna say there's some matches that you just can't win, and this might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty tough. I mean, you could probably high roll with like Amber Drake's doing something crazy
Yeah,
early, but like you got to get lucky there, right?
gotta get lucky indeed, because um, it's rare for the DT deck to spend more than 5, 6 turns to set up the combo, I guess, and then
Yeah.
Seas Forge at the right moment buys you two. So let's say turn 3 you put Seas Forge down, like, oh, what are you gonna do? Yeah, so very challenging. And this game resulted, and these are new graphics that
Is
I
that
made.
League of Legends?
Maybe,
Okay. Yeah. Don't sue us.
maybe I just Googled some victory thing and I thought it looked cool, and it probably some nostalgic feeling told me like, hey, this looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and this game went 2-0 for Snack, as you can imagine, and you can see when the keys were forged on which turn, how much they cost as well. So
Yeah.
turn 4 for 6, 7, 6, 8, 6, which tells me that this was not a combo.
I
Um,
was just natural forging. Huh.
yeah, at turn 8, which is really strange. I was watching the game and I was like, what's going on? Um, but the C Switch made sure that it don't really. Yeah, I don't know. It was a strange, atypical game for what the deck can do. Um,
Well, I see that they went Star Alliance 5 of the 7 turns, right?
yeah,
So that's a good start for
yeah,
any Star Alliance Logos Untamed deck.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was interesting, and I think game two was a bit more of the same, and I think Seaforge came down and a bit more balanced in house choices. But
Yeah.
so natural key on turn 3, and then two of them on turn 6. I think
So there's a
one.
key cheat there, probably.
I think it was Seas Forge, Forge at the start, and then uh, United Action into Key Frog Waste, not just because you
Yeah.
could.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that was, yeah, Snack took the victory there. So that was the first game. Very, very unfortunate matchup for Joni, to be honest. It was almost unwinnable, I think. Uh, right. Game number 2. Ellie Mac Random Joe. Did you see this one?
I This is another one that I missed. I heard about what happened, so
You
I
know.
know how the result. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was unfortunate. The matchup was really interesting, and where Ellie Mac has a very annoying Brio Kaup, no,
Hmm.
Brio Kaup, constantly putting them back with the Retro Technician Lees. On the other hand, you've got the Shark, the Life Ward, and the Scramble Storm. So I don't think Ellie Mac was happy with this matchup when she saw it, because this is one of the action heavy decks that is also very annoying, and has tools to remove the
Yeah, the
bios and the
Shark's always a
codes.
great tool for
Yeah,
Brio.
yeah, yeah. And the life ward. Don't underestimate the life ward, because
Mhm.
you can't keep bringing your annoying unfathomable back with Bio Geist or Retro Technician Lees.
Is
Um,
there artifact control in Ellie's deck?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I would have to check.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion for the stats next season.
Yeah, so R, right? So R
Yeah,
is relevant in this. Maybe for next rounds, I'll add it. Or well, the final round, because I already made for next rounds. So
oh, fair enough.
2-1 was the final result for Random Joe. Went to game 3 games. First one, Ellie Mac
Yeah,
took it. Key cheated once. Played a lot more cards. Um, Ecto charged it off. Then game 2 obviously went to Random Joe, because it went to um, a game of 3. And then you heard what happened. So what's your secondhand hearing of what happened? And then I saw
I
it
heard that
firsthand.
Ellie had this one locked up and then made a misplay and lost.
Okay, so that's a very brutal way of saying it.
I
But
This is what I heard.
yeah, yeah. So indeed, there was a Retro Technician Lee and another Retro Technician Lee in hand, and maybe one in discard. And 9 cards in the discard.
Oh,
But
Joe stole a Calp or something, right?
yes, the Kaup was
Yeah.
stolen with the color of a sub. So if the Lee came down and fought into the Kaup, then the second Lee would come down, bring back the Lee, bring back your own Kaup, bring back whatever, and it's
Hmm.
pretty much the game is locked up there. But with 9 cards in the discard, it wasn't ready. Um, so it was a little bit of a heartbreak moment there because the game was locked up, like you said. It would have been over. So she still fought to the end and tried to claw
Hmm.
back. Um, but yeah, and then I sometimes wonder like, would that happen in real life? You know, if you see your discard pile and that kind of stuff, would you maybe it's less a little less probable that you make that?
I feel like it's more likely to happen in real life
Oh,
because you don't have a number that tells you
right,
how many
right, right,
cards are in
right.
your discard pile. Like on TCO, it just has it, right?
Yeah,
I gotta
true,
look at TCO again to make sure I'm
true.
not just making stuff up. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes I play faster on TCO than I would in real life and maybe not double check as much. But yeah. So Random Joe took the game. Very heavily contested games here.
Hmm.
Unfortunate that slight misplay got that. But brings us to our first new match. And it is going to be Snack versus Random Joe. What do you think of this?
That is a lot of disruption for a combo, which I think is kind of where you want to be. I'd rather be on the random
Yeah,
Joe side of this one.
I think so too, actually, because we also saw a lot of Ember being generated by Random Joe.
Yeah, I mean every
Uh,
card in that preview besides the shark has a pip on it, right?
yeah, and Shadows actually has no creatures, only like actions and whatnot. Um,
Oh, okay. It's the is
print
that
first
the
print.
horseman deck? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Snack has his work cut out for him here. Right. So for the sake of time, we're not going to spend too much on
Yeah.
every game. Match number 3, Akio versus Vargast. And yeah, let's just look at the matchup. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but hey, Harmed, nice of you to join us. Joe has won the
Jones.
matchup before at KFC. Well, that's interesting to know, Gresham.
Oh, okay.
So he's got the confidence. Right. Okay. Um, this was one of the last matches played, or the last match played.
Classic Vargast.
Classic Vargas. I can't blame this one on Vargas. I was in there with the scheduling. It just happened to be the one. But what
Sure.
what what
I'll blame him for you.
what do you think happened here? Looking at the list.
Well, I mean, looking at this, and I think I've played this well, something very similar to this alliance with Vargas before, and yeah, there's a lot of archiving over on the left there, and that does not work against the pile of cards that Vargas has.
Indeed, indeed. So it's like a triple clipped wings. There is a key cheat in there, the key frog, but it relies heavily on archiving. And then with the triple clip wings, like your whole, yeah. Vargas says, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I'm just
Hide yourself, hide yourself. So yeah, I think Joni's matchup was worse. This one's still pretty bad for Akel.
mhm.
Um, and indeed, 2-0 to Vargas. There's still a bug in my algorithm with generating these things where the yellow key seems to be forged. It's not forged, but um, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, pretty balanced house choices, 2-2-1. Um, quite a lot more cards played as well on forecasts. And in game two, same difference in cards played and total amber actually almost quite similar here. These
Yeah,
these things,
very
yeah,
consistent deck.
very consistent, yeah, yeah. From the two games that we've observed, right? But
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I
victory.
can tell you from experience, it's very consistent
Nice.
outside of those two
Very
games.
nice. I was also making a Drake deck because I have a Brobnar pot with two Drakes in it, which is obviously you got to do something with. I wish it wasn't Brobnar because then Final Refrain could have done something. And I kept
Mm.
searching for other pods that could pair with it, and they're like, Owner Varghast, Owner Varghast.
That happens a lot. Yeah.
That
I
happens
think
a
I was trying
lot.
to look at one too, and every single deck Vargas had already bought, and I'm like, ah, cool, 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 cool.
Ah, yeah, cool, 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 cool. Okay, so this is out of the question. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, but I've got one, and I think it can compete. But
Nice.
match number 4. Well, there we go. This was the epic kickoff. We got
Ah,
Arentalon
yeah,
versus
yeah.
SC Steel. Um, you can elaborate on this one. I'll let you take it.
So, I think that the main thing that came down with this is that there's no artifact control in Arente's deck, uh, which makes it a lot harder to beat the Shard of Resurgence, right? Um, in those games, like there was not a lot of comboing happening on Arente's side, which I think like kind of
He whiffed a
from what I've
lot,
seen is
right?
kind of his play style, right? Like much more like lockout focused than like combo
Hmm.
focused, right?
Hmm. Could be.
I don't think I mean the hands weren't really there for like battle fleets, like
Not at
they
all.
weren't really happening.
No.
The game that he won was off of lockout.
Ah, so
Um,
so it looks like this deck has is like having two ideas. On the one hand, you see the obvious play, which is the Battlefleet key abduction with the
yeah,
super efficient logos. On the other hand,
mhm,
the Restring Guntas with the control the weaks
yep,
can do work with the Screaming Cave that's not shown here and
yes. And I believe there's a
archiving.
library of the
Yeah, and
damned
the library.
also,
So you
which is
keep
an important part
archiving.
of that combo. Yeah.
Yes.
Every
Uh,
time you screaming cave, you're more and more likely to hit a control the weak.
indeed, indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. So epic series, epic series. Eurytia
12
should proceed.
turns.
Is this Alliance?
Archon
What?
players, you've never seen this before.
Yeah. 33 and 32 cards played. Actually, Sydney's their houses both quite balanced except for Mars,
Mhm.
which yeah, you'd expect the battle fleets to. So this is what Mars looks like if the battle fleets are played out of house or with, right? You see a 5-turn Mars with one card per. What? Okay. Wow. I was forced to. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you were forced to make it balanced, right?
Yeah. Arente was deciding what what houses she was
Indeed,
playing.
indeed. And then game 2 went to Arente.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it does say that there's a key cheat in there, but it was really like a lockout and then on the very last turn, just like Battlefleet key abduction to
yeah.
finish the game. But
y-
the lockout was like,
Yeah,
I don't
so
know, how
so
many
the
turns was that? Like 4 or 5 turns?
baby got put in the corner. Let's just say that
Baby
happened.
did get put in a corner.
Yeah. And the other deck is named the World Tokiwo Tamara, which I understand is someone that stops time and then just does things by himself, which I guess this game also kind of happened. So I understand the
Mhm.
name a little bit. And also, like you mentioned, the playstyle probably that Arente was going for, more like the
Yep.
I won't let you play anything, which explains that part. And the last game, I don't know if I've got the stats right here, but it was a lockout, and then maybe was it concede? Uh, I
Was it
don't know.
conceded? I don't remember.
I
Oh
don't
no,
think
it might
so.
have been.
I'm not sure. I would have to review this, but
I thought that this one got played out,
no,
but
this one got played
there was
out.
a
This one got
lockout.
played out for sure. So probably I made some mistake here. So mistakes can happen. Oh, it was a concede. Okay, then
Oh, okay.
mistakes didn't happen. But this one was yeah, the restaurant grunters control the week. We were trying to figure out what's the best way.
Oh, on the last turn. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
talking to Sid about that one, and I think that yes, the Restringuntus and the Control the Weak decision on the last turn were wrong, but I think even if they were correct, it doesn't
yeah,
necessarily change
no,
the result of the game. I think Sid
probably
might
not.
get it like 2 turns later. I think is what I'd have to watch again, but
It was
yeah,
very difficult. It was very difficult,
mhm,
and I Said maybe he
He did
tries
have
to
perfect
race
information
or
there. It's just a
yeah.
lot to process, you know,
Yeah. So I think
because of
later
the
on the
flip.
Discord he did mention that there was a slight mistake on there. He missed
Yeah.
Western Gunters and wrong house and Sydney went combo and then concede. All right. Thanks, Easy Kalina. So I think he
Yep.
missed the or was too focused on his own game plan. Didn't see the disenhanced pip on the shard. So Sydney, the hyper of hypes herself, deserves to be hyped
Mm.
because she got to round two. So congratulations to your teammate. And
Yeah. Woo.
whoo, and now the team kill or
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't seen anybody ask in the team chat if anyone wants to help practice for the game.
Well, why would that be? um, I don't know about this one. I think Sydney's deck can fire very fast, but Vargas deck is also super fast, and with the corner of the market mirror timed to perfection, maybe gives him that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the
I don't know.
clipped wings hits on either side could swing some stuff here. There's a lot of
Double
overlap in cards
cauterize.
here.
Double cauterize. I think that might be the
Cauterize,
key.
does that hit artifacts too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Sorry, Sid. I think you're in the chat, but Vargas is also in the chat. If I had to pick right now, right then, I might pick Vargas because of that cauterized vitality and the speed in Geistoid, which he's gonna find it in 1 or 2 turns probably. And then if you then
I think
archive it
the
back anyway,
efficiency on Sid's side is misleading though, because the
the
future is
clip
past.
wings,
You just like flip and then like archive it
right?
immediately, right?
That could
But
be crazy. Oh yeah, I'm screwed. She says.
yeah, the clipped wings kind of
Clip
put an
wings.
end to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is Vargas drawing the favorable matchups. He just gets easy games. That's how he gets to the top every time, right?
Hmm.
Kind of like Harm. He also gets the easy games. Oh, he's also here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Yeah, match 18. Right, match number 5. Oh, speaking of the devil, uh, Harmed versus Atsabat versus Harmed. Um, I did not watch the whole thing the whole time, but I watched snippets of it,
Yes, this one I was also busy while it was happening, but I tried to tune in.
and it was surprising. This
Hmm.
was surprising to me um, because it took a long time, and it was very close, kind of. Um, so, what snippets did you see?
I don't remember.
I think it was quite a close game
Yeah,
one and game two. Maybe some of the key cards were at the bottom, but I can tell you played many cards. I know
yeah.
I know that. In the end, Harm did take it 0-2 or 2-0. Look at the cards in Geistoid.
29
29.
cards played.
Oh my goodness. Um, Cards discarded 7, 49 cards played in total. And on game two, 50 cards played. Actually, look at
Again,
that. Both
29.
both games ended on the same turn with
And
rough.
both exactly the same number of Geistoid turns with Geistoid cards played.
Wow, how did you manage to pull that off? Or did I make a mistake there? I don't think so. Does this add up?
It adds up on the
29.
first one.
Yeah, so maybe I think I made a mistake there. But anyway, we'll have better statistics at the end. Um, but pretty cool. Really close. And Atabad, I saw some, because I have some inside information, right? Mentioned that he was beforehand thought he was doomed, but he was surprised he put up such a good fight and made
Mhm.
life really difficult for Harmed. And I think Harmed might have been a little bit surprised by that as well, including us as teammates, because we thought this was going to be, looking at the decks, it was going to be a lot less contested, let's say. But props to Azabat for sticking in there and trying everything to make Harm sweat. And sweat he did, but he did pull off the win. So victory to Harmed. Match number 6. Who's this?
This is Mark Chung and a guy who doesn't eat enough bananas.
Ah, I should eat more bananas, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it, got it. Um, this one was also surprising to me. Really?
This was surprising. I like in well, okay, so Riku helped test this, and Riku is an awful test partner.
Oh
If you
no.
test with
Oh
Riku, you
no.
lose every time. Um, but in this case, Riku was playing Mark Chung's deck, and Riku was winning every time.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow. That is
yeah.
even more surprising to me. I did not see the power of this deck until I saw it in action. Um, uh, so it did a lot more than I thought it was going to do. Um, but in the end, um, Gorlami did take it 2-0. But
Mhm.
um, Riku should help Gorlami test, yeah. um, this was, and then Mark Chung conceded like 1 second before the last key was forged. So
Yeah.
that's why this one,
Yeah. I remember watching this one. It was
yeah.
actually this one. It was in the morning for me, and I think
Mm,
I was tired from work or something. I woke up late, but I still, I was like 20 minutes late, and I still got to catch like the second half of the game.
mm. Yeah, yeah, you're like, oh, this is gonna be over soon, or like, you know.
Yeah.
But the scholars, and then I I remember 2 years ago, Florence, Italy, September. Everyone was on the scholar. Whoa,
hmm
hype
I
train.
Worlds 2023. I got to the
Yeah,
top four, and then just lost to two scholar decks.
yeah. But it's
Meanwhile, Donut's dad beat him round one. He dodged me.
but that's the thing. That's the thing with scholars. That's about appreciate the kind words about my game. You deserve them. That's bad. You deserve them. But it might not all be over yet. Just hang around and listen to
Yep.
the end. Um, but that's the thing with WoW and tokenizing. Like, if you tokenize your two other trainers or you tokenize the wrong cards, the
hmm
whole game is different. So I think me and probably the rest of the Netherforge Alliance teams are like, yeah, we don't like token-based alliance that much anymore because it's so unpredictable. Um,
Yeah. All the alliances I've done with it are like not making tokens. You're just there for the card
right.
pool.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Which deck did you underestimate the power of? I underestimated the power of the scholar that can't be touched because it fired off and then it almost seemed like it could loop corner the market, or there was like this threat where it could. There was something that was like, oh, like I was very scared for Golami in that sense. So yeah, underestimated that deck quite a bit. New matchup, harmed Golami.
Mm.
Double Fangtooth. That's the first thing that stands out.
Yep.
And triple Infernus and Jar. I don't think there's R in Harmed's deck. Harmed is in the chat. He can let us know.
I'm thinking this one goes to the annoying demon.
I I'm totally unbiased, of course. Um, and catch and release it with autoencoder and no R. Okay, the thing is that Harmed, Well of Memory with Beergeist, and Island of Misfit Toys can potentially purge 6 or 7, 8, whatever cards of Gorlami. I think this, if Harmed high rolls, he can win it, but that's with any alliance. If
Mhm.
it goes longer than 5 or 6 turns, I'm beginning to think that it's no longer winnable.
Yeah. Because if there's no R, then
Exactly.
Eaton's jar can come down on whatever it needs to.
Jar comes online, autoencoder comes online, Fangtooths come online, then it starts becoming challenging. And we saw how long of a game Harm played. He doesn't like winning fast. Yeah, Dave is very unbiased too, of course.
Nick did play this deck against me in Rochester and did beat me. So,
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Nick, Liquid Squash, I mean to
Yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah, 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 yeah. I also played Liquid Squash at KFC, and that game still haunts me a little bit. I'm so sorry, Liquid Squash, that I made those two mistakes that you had to, uh, you know what happened. So I'm again sorry for that. And it wasn't anything bad, but I felt bad about the game. But yeah, Harmed is in for a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to be practicing quite a bit this week.
Mhm.
Yeah, match number 7, Mark H versus Fakey, and that picture of Mark, it's just so good.
I keep staring at it. It's like,
Me
how did?
too. Me too. Like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
So um, the bear that abducts demons versus the hysterical purger. Um, and purging it did.
Oh, it did.
Oh, it did. Yeah, yeah. Um, so sorry that it's flipped. That Fakey goes to the other side, but so Fakey ended up taking it 2-0.
Yep.
Um, the Star Alliance just went insane, um,
Hmm.
and Mark didn't get the chance to catch up.
Worlds
Yeah,
Collide Star Alliance is the best house ever made.
it feels so good. It feels so good. Intuitively, we also were looking at Worlds Collide there, and we have a couple friends that did make something pretty cool with it. And with the stealth modes, like it's even worse. What are the stealth modes here? There's no stealth modes here, I don't think, because it might be
No, I think Infernus
non,
is
yeah,
restricted,
not
right?
compatible with the Infernus indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the so annoying, so annoying. So yeah, Fakey taking this 2-0. 39 cards played. Um, Notably, 0 times called this, but played 8 cards.
Yep, that'll happen.
That'll happen. And 3 times called this, but 19 cards played. And I bet you that those happened more on the Starlines turns than on the Dis turns.
For sure.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Right, so Fakey taking it, match number 8. Rodion Catmarrow. Briefly talked about one of the highlights of the tournament for me in this.
Yeah.
Um, and it had to do with the final refrains, the Doomler Return, the Adultfish, and the Infiltrator. And again, with these graphics, I didn't want to spoil all of the details of all alliances if I knew them or if I saw, because some things are a bit hard to miss if you don't. But I imagine when you play this deck once or 2 times yourself, you probably figure it out anyway. Um, but maybe it was a surprise still that Rodion got without any hands. Even so, Rodion won it 2-1. I think it was just too fast. Um, and I think also when the big hands were there, then the final refrain discarding came online and it just discarded not everything. So Rodion was just a little bit too fast. This game it did happen. You see that Bropnar was called 2 times and 27 cards were played.
That's a lot.
That's so cool.
That's more than the house 2 times over, right?
And now here it's flipped on the logo side. You see that? Um,
Yeah, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. So uh,
And
yeah,
all those keys were free?
yeah. On turn 6, yeah, yeah, yeah. That happens when you battle fleet key abduction
Hmm.
on turn 6. Now, turn 6 is not super fast, but there is some disruption obviously in
Yep.
Camara's deck. But again, I think we've had quite some upsets if we look at the predictions and the end results. Almost all of the first games were upsets.
Yep.
So Rodion takes this one. Uh, well done, Rodion. On to the next match, which is Fakey versus Rodion. Ooh,
I mean, this kind of feels like Fakey's round 1, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. Yeah, it's a rematch, but with a different player and slightly different
Different
deck.
player, different deck.
Yeah, yeah. So would you say then that you would favor Fakey here because he's already done it once?
I love Worlds Collide, okay?
You love Worlds Collide, so I know what you're picking.
I'm biased. I thought Rodian was going to play Worlds Collide.
Hmm. No.
I'm sad. Traitor, Coda. Ugh.
There's always a chance that you pop off like turn 2 when
Yeah.
Fakey doesn't have had the chance to. And the Bornitz is annoying if it. Yeah, oh, it's devastating if it hits the key abduction. But what are the odds of that
Hmm.
happening? But there's this tricky balance of not discarding your cards because the Infernus is going to hit it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. Nice one to watch as well.
yeah.
Match
I'll
number
definitely tune into
9.
that one.
So we're now on the right side of the bracket. Feroctor versus Rapuscal. I casted this one. Looking at the deck list, I had a feeling where this was going. I don't know if you've seen it.
This one, I think I missed this one.
So looking at this, what do you think?
Well, so I think when I first looked at Varoctor's deck, I thought it was a Thrall deck,
Oh no, it's a Katina Fiend.
and I never noticed that it was a Cantina Fiend deck. But let's see. I mean, it probably depends on if you get a bunch of Cantina Fiends out early, right? Then it's gonna pretty heavily favor that because those sorts of Coda decks usually don't have a ton of board control.
None,
However,
almost none.
that is a lot of burst and a lot of combo potential over there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I thought this was gonna be a quite easy game for Rapuscal, but it wasn't at all. Um,
mhm.
you see how um, game one,
Yeah,
he had to win on that turn, and he didn't
yeah,
know if he could
5.
win. He didn't know if he could win. That's with Battlefleet. Sometimes you know I can win. I
Ah,
don't think he knew, but he knew he had to go, and he did pull it off. Um, so turn 5, you see 000, 3 keys. Just the turn before, Feroctor forged, and then Obsidian forged, and it was on check with a
yep.
lot of amber for the last key, which,
Yeah, it's just like spent 7, made 19, so like could have been 12 amber.
yeah, indeed, yeah, 12. You can do math. I need to learn how to do that too. Teach me. Um, so yeah, that was he had to go, and then game two, the same exact thing happened. um, and I think at one
Wow.
point there was like 20 tokens or something on the board.
Hmm.
Because there was a master 1, a master 2, a master 3, a master 4 on the board. And then played out his whole hand, made all those tokens, and then actually got Obsidian Forge from the flip, like from the draw. It didn't get
Nice.
tokenized, so I was like super lucky. But again, here Repiscow had to go at that moment, otherwise Feroctor only had 1 key, but that Obsidian Forge and the amount of amber that was there for potentially an amount of tokens, it was there, so would have won. So really, really close one actually, which I totally did not expect. So yeah, Repiscow winning it there. Match number 10, Aviator versus Panic. Um, love this build from Aviator.
I've lost to that deck so many times.
You have. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think
didn't.
it's Mosey's.
I didn't see the power of it initially, and again also because I only spent like 1 minute on analyzing the deck, and it's like, oh,
There's so many ways to bounce the Mars Time Traveler in one turn.
and I think I missed some duplicates here probably.
Every single person I've ever played that deck, who's ever played that deck against me, has had the Time Traveler in their opening hand. I don't know what it is. It's magnets.
But you shuffled their deck for them, right? So
Oh, this is on TCO, so
oh,
this
it's on
is
TCO. Okay.
Cryogen's fault.
Ah, yeah. Blame Cryogen. Yeah. And then Panic's deck is also quite cool because the key card that's not on here is getting a purge card back into their deck. And this game went 2-1. I did not get a chance to watch this completely. I watched snippets of it, so I'm not sure if you watched the whole thing or.
Yeah, I didn't get to see this one. I've seen the Mars a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You've seen the Mars a lot. It's a lot of Mars, isn't it? It's a
It
lot of
is. It
Mars.
is.
Yeah. So 2-1. Um, so actually, turn 4 and turn 6. Here already the game was over on turn 4,
Yep.
and here it went to turn 6 again. So
And you look at that, the 2 Mars turns, 14 Mars cards played.
oh yeah, and 2 Mars turns 10. Yeah. 1, 6. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Nice stats to look at. A lot of cards played, and when you hear people talk about the lines, like your deck needs to win turn 2 or 3, the data in this tournament suggests otherwise.
Hmm.
For now, for
This
now,
Mars deck is incredibly fast, though.
it's incredibly fast, and it showed it that it won naturally here 2 3 4, right? No
Yeah.
key cheats. Check turn 2, check turn 3, check turn 4, and just go go go. Um,
Hmm.
so really cool. Aviator taking this game. A new match number 21. Um, Speedy Abduction versus Mars. I'm not sure about this one.
Well, I feel like if it's just like
A race.
a race with
Yeah.
like two ships passing in the night, I'm favoring Mars, but like it kind of comes down to how it.
So let's say there's not a lot of interaction. It won on turn 6, it won on turn 4,
Yeah.
and it won on turn 6, and it won on turn 5. It's
Yeah.
going to be close.
Yeah. It's gonna be close.
It's going to be close. Am I good? Yeah, it's going to be close. I don't know. It depends on where the moon is in uh, in the perspective of Jupiter or Mars. I don't know. It's all
Sure. Yeah.
if the
Yeah. Yeah.
stars align. You know what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Interesting one to watch how they solo play a little bit. So
Hmm.
so that's some of the complaints for Alliance as well. Like that, there's not a lot of interaction. For this one, I can agree. So Rebuscow says, "Hi, in chat, my deck will be faster." Okay, so predictions: vote for Rebuscow. If he doesn't win, blame him.
Gotcha.
But yeah, interesting one to see. Interesting one to see. Match 11. XKIX versus. Did we invite this
I,
person?
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't watch this one.
Then what? That explains a lot then.
Yeah.
Run us through this. What happened to the stealthy archivist versus Sharkbait?
So game one, I played a lot of cards and won the game.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. There's not a lot of board control in this
Mm-mm.
version of the deck, so
Except for the
it kind of
shark
depends.
with the
You
assembling
got shark. The shark.
automaton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So in
yeah,
game one, I think you got to see the shark
yeah, yeah. Just looping the
do
whole
do the
deck.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was cool. That was cool.
Because with the either one of the automatas and a shark, you can just keep going, and then just when you have all of
All your
logos
logos and
creatures,
eddies, and
your
they're in
deck
your
is in
archive or
logos, so you
whatever.
just
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's cool to see. Yeah.
But yeah, then the Mars board was a bit too much in the other two. There was
Yeah.
I think this one I had a chance if I was able to like punk into like a key charge again, but then the third one not even close.
Third one not even close. No, no. Uh, yeah, yeah. XKX couldn't come out of the blocks in the first game. No, but then the
No.
second, like like you said, your creature control and like your eddies are a little bit of stalling, but they get
Mhm.
stolen, and then like you have stealth modes, right?
Yeah.
Don't really do anything against Rebel, Zip, Xylo. Like
Yeah,
that's
bad
the
against
that's the
Mars, great
whole.
against
Yeah,
the
sure,
Geistoid, right?
sure,
So
sure. Yeah,
depends on what sort of draw it is, right?
indeed, indeed. So yeah, unfortunately, out of the main tournament, let's say. So that's always sad, right? But that's also, I think, kind of the beauty of it, that like a lot of big names die, if I can say it like that, in the first round. Like we lost Cat Marrow, we lost you, we lost Roctor, we lost so many people in round one, and it's tough, but it's yeah, that's also the reality of the tournament. So XKIX wins it. That's also why you're here, by the way, because we still want you in your presence. So thank you very much. Match number 12. JDG ISFET D MM Slugfest. Um, yeah. Is
Yep.
XKIX the youngest player in the tourney? I don't know. We did not ask
Yes,
youngest ages.
XKX is the youngest person in the tournament.
Oh, you know. Okay.
Yeah, somebody told me that. I don't
Hmm.
know who.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Still in the tournament then. So I think Benji was in the last tournament. So yeah, we got some young prodigies, let's say.
Hmm.
Um, this one was, oh man, 14 turns, 13 turns. In the end, a 2-0 for JDG's Death by Inanimate Objects versus the Gravitron subjects of his Fed. Um, and then game two went to 16 turns. So that's 8 times as long as an alliance game should last, right?
16 turns? Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, there certainly are some matchups which are very
Yeah,
fast, but most of
yeah.
them have not been shaking out that way.
No, no. It's more like turn 5 or 6, I would say, is the average. But maybe there's some
Yeah.
trivia out there. I don't know if I copy pasted a lot of trivia. It might be there. Who knows? Um, so okay. So XKAX is Cleep God, and he says it's 17. So he'd hope so, or they hope so. I don't know. 17. I think Benji was 16. But someone correct me on that if I'm wrong.
They're gonna have to fight.
Yeah. The Prodigy's duking it out. So JDG takes this one, and I think Isfed might have maybe also miscalculated something at the end, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. So maybe just wanted to be like his girlfriend. Just, I don't know. JDG moves on. Go JDG!
And
This,
JDG is still thinking.
he's still thinking, still taking the last turn. Yeah. So Not Tonight is obviously Sloppy Lab Work fan, a teammate. He miscalculated on Anthony giving back an amber. Yeah. So it was on 8. There was a universal key lock down there, and the last amber came from Anthony to the other side to go to 9
Hmm.
and then forge. But there was also like a flip or I don't know. So new
Keyforge is
match.
complicated.
It is. And if there's a lot of things to think about, those things might happen. So XKAX versus JDG. Oh no, the Quixel Stones. I thought there was 3 in there.
There is 3. Did you steal one from him?
Yeah, and I think I used maybe the old graphics crap. Okay, I'm sorry, JDG. There is 3 of them in there. I will try to rectify it, but there's so much to do that I
Yeah.
can't promise it.
So maybe the Mars is not as great in this matchup as it was
No,
in round 1, but
but
I mean, Stone doesn't do anything to that pile of Geistoid cards, right?
well, you can jar junk. I don't know. Is there
True.
is there
Is there
R?
artifact control?
Again, that stat is missing so much. Who made these things?
Yeah, who
Come
made these
on,
graphics?
get a grip on reality. Okay, there is even space at the bottom to add it. Come on. Okay,
It's the
definitely.
perfect spot right there.
Yeah. Noted, and I'll take it for further investigation. I don't know. I should have the deck list
Because if
here.
there is artifact control, I mean, all those Mars creatures could get archived with the Winds of Death, and
No,
then
there is 0 artifact
0
control.
artifact control. That's tough.
You're in for a bad time, I think.
Yeah, that's tough. People need to be bringing artifact control, more neutron sharks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is going to be rough. It could be that death by inanimate objects isn't as cycly and doesn't find one of the 3 Quixel zones in the first 2 hands.
I mean,
However unlikely that is.
yeah.
Yeah, I know where I would put my money. Yeah, match 13. Donut's dad versus Donkey Forge. 2 people that are profile pictures with their kids. So that's hilarious that they're paired up, but they're so cute. Those
One
pictures.
of one of Donut's dad's daughter's nickname is Donuts, which is why he's Donut's dad.
Right there we go. That's the inside information we
Yep,
need.
there's the lore.
There's the lore. There's the lore. Um, and it's infinite to infinity and beyond, and the generous dad duking it out. Was going to be a challenging one. We figured it might be slightly favored to Donkey Forges. He tested it, and the result was a 2-0 for Donkey Forge. Um, Which can you spot the thing that doesn't make any sense here?
Okay, let's see. Yeah. So I have no idea what these turns things is going on about.
So Donkey Force took 10 turns, while Donut's turn that took 5. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's unreasonable.
That's not fair. And game 2, again, 10 turns for Donkey Forge and 6 for Donut's app. That is he hacking TCO? What's going on? Yeah, there's an infinite turn loop on Donkey Forge's side, and he managed to pull it off
Nice.
twice. And Donut's dad didn't get any keys, and again, there's the bug of
The
uh,
yellow key.
yeah. But the thing is that the Sting would give him then Martian Generosity, draw almost the whole deck. It just didn't get there, and Donkey Force got the lockout earlier and has the disruption with the Brio and the Cowps. So yeah, Donkey Forge taking it. 2 wins for the Netherlands so far. Um, can we make it 3 for the Netherlands? Because as we all know, Dr. Sheep from Alliance Corner is
The Netherlands has
yeah.
um, annexed Wisconsin.
Yes, that's what happened. They have a lot of cheese in Wisconsin, right? Am I
They
correct?
do have a lot of cheese.
Guess what the Netherlands is famous for?
Is it
Gouda cheese. You know Gouda cheese.
okay?
Do you know
Yeah,
where
I know
Gouda
Gouda
is?
cheese.
Gouda is a city in the
Okay.
Netherlands. There you go. See?
I did not know that. That's good
Oh,
to know.
well, informational stream on top of entertainment, hopefully.
I thought you guys were famous for flowers or something.
Tulips as well. The,
Yeah.
the the price of a tulip somewhere in the 17th or something century was like price of a house. Something crazy happened. You should look it up.
Okay.
It's interesting. Not the flower, but the bulb of the tulip. But let's not go
Okay.
into that. So the donkey ride or ass versus Gemini, the shark that bites hands. Sheep versus
Mhm.
Sif. Arch nemesis is arch nemesi. Help me
Yeah.
out. You're a native here.
I mean, isn't that like it's like a Greek word, isn't it? I
Okay,
don't know.
sure. We know what we mean. So in Archon, Sif got the best of sheep. And in this one, sheep got the better of Sith. And you wanted to talk about the result of this one.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I've been saying this for you know a long time. Uh, Archon Solo is a more degenerate format than Alliance, and this thing is going all the way. If more people just played Archon decks in Alliance, they would be winning more.
You
But
think?
that's not fun, so I'm not doing that.
um, yeah, so as most of us know, that the Donkey Ride is actually Pastor Ass, which won the Final Refrain Archon tournament, is now in the hands of Dr. Sheep and managed to survive the first round of Alliance as an Archon deck. Because you cannot play this legally as an Alliance, but you can as an Archon deck.
Mhm.
Um, and those were some spicy games. Especially game 3. I don't know if Sheep is brilliant with the forgetting a draw pip on a Winds of Draft and then flipping his deck and then not archiving a lot of creatures, but then Dysania not being able to hit anything. Is that genius? Is that a lapse in concentration? Who knows? It paid off. He got the win. And obviously secretly the whole Dutch team is rooting for one of our own, you know,
Mhm.
for a sheep
The other
or
thing you should know about Wisconsin now that you guys have adopted Wisconsin
uh-huh.
is that they do have the highest rate of alcoholism in the entire United States.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we have to reconsider harmed.
Yeah.
So yeah, as um, taking it or the donkey ride with sheep, and the funniest thing, our new match is Donkey Forge versus Doctor Sheep, and who owns Pastor Ass? Donkey Forge.
It's like every time I loan someone a deck and then I get paired into them, I'll be like, hey, I need those cards back.
Indeed. Hey, hey,
As
hey.
a joke, as a joke. I don't really, yeah.
So yeah, would so there's a funny thing that could happen here, right? So the owner of Ass, if he wins, it could be the only person to beat ass in the final
in
refrain.
all of the final refrain. I mean, it
Yeah.
is his deck, right?
Sorry? Yeah, it's his
It is
deck.
his deck,
Yeah, it's
so
his
you
deck.
know,
He knows the
yeah,
ins and
he knows.
outs. Yeah, he knows. So there's no shame in Sheep losing because you're playing against the owner and the master. But
And if Donkey Forge loses, then like, what if his deck wins both of the events, right? That's
exactly,
something to be proud of, right?
that's
So
win, 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 win.
nobody can lose here.
No one can lose. Donkey Forge has already practiced a matchup at home. Yeah, because the thing is, when we practice alliances, sometimes like the easiest way is to just run it against Pastor Ass and just see like is it fast enough, you know.
Mhm.
So a lot of our alliances have already played against Pastor Ass. Rigged. Sydney says rigged. It wasn't rigged. Nothing's rigged. It was all done live. Snoopy is actually change of subjects because I don't want to talk about this rigged thing anymore. Driven through the Netherlands 4 times, so I'm an expert. Not too many greenhouses, but very, very flat and very green. It is very flat and green, yes. Um, so the Netherlands versus the Netherlands. Sheep versus Donkey Forge. One to watch for sure. Match 15. We got 2 matches to go. Philo versus Pamon Hadoche. Um, the Witch's Meal versus Little Mark o Monstro. Um, Another Quixel Stone. A lot of Infernus. I did not get a chance to watch this one. Um, Anyone did you? Or someone in chat maybe?
I think this is one of the ones I missed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many games going on, and I can't watch them all because there's so many things on the side to do. But um, 1-2 or 2-1 for Pamano Doce looks like, yeah, the Quicksilstone might have come down early on this one, and then just Infernus went crazy and just secured the victory there. Looked like that one. Then maybe this game, if I just have to look at the stats and just take some things from there, that the Quixel might not have been found. Um, Because also 7 cards discarded, right? There could be like 6 or whatever creatures there. And then the final game goes to Pamano Doce after 11 turns. Wow. 8, 8, 11. It's a long, long games. Long games. So Pamano Doce takes this one home to Brazil, which leaves us with one final match. Chimera versus Damat, the reigning world champion. Chimera coming off a high from what was the
Second
Rochester?
place, Rochester.
Rochester second place, yeah. Coming into this with a witch queen, um, Chimera the witch because it's a name deck versus again a Brio Kaup Kaup, nasty lockout with the leads. 2-1 to the mod. I think it was closer than expected.
Hmm.
Um, Actually, quite close. So game two, Chimera won on turn 5. This game ended on turn 6 with probably locked out and just not much to do because there were only 6 cards played on Chimera's side.
I
There
feel like
was
the best of 3 format is not really favorable for Chimera's build because there's no way to kill the witches unless outside of
right,
the way of the porcupine. And if your deck has a way to play around that, then you can
but
play around that.
you should recognize that game 1, right? So
I mean, not everybody does.
true, not everybody does, and I saw on stream that not everybody did indeed.
Yeah.
But at one point you've seen it so many, or you either tested with it or
Yep.
you've seen it and you recognize it indeed. Then game 2 might be different indeed. But I
Yeah,
think that
I'm just saying how it's like different from like a Vault Tour or something. This
yeah,
format,
that's
right?
that's right, that's right, that's right. And then Demar taking game 3 for 2-1, which leads us to our final matchup: a Quixelstone and the Shark versus a Lockout, the Mafioso that locks you up. Let me see if there is R in Damat's deck. I think And I know for sure soon.
I'm leaning towards Worlds Collide.
Spontaneous Awakening. Oh, well, that's. Is that not useful? Um, if your opponent is hunted, destroy an enemy artifact, cyborg, creature, robot. If you do, play the card as if it were in your hand.
Yeah, so it's not useful.
So it's not useful at all. I think I might. Well, it
That card,
depends on.
however, is insane against Eaton's Jar.
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, but is there Ethan's jar in here? No, there's not.
No,
But
I'm
then
just throwing that out there.
it is. It
Fun
is.
fact.
Fun fact. Yeah.
I have a 50-pound dog
Hmm.
on my lap, so I'm a little distracted right now.
Oh,
She was
well.
getting restless.
Right. You have to pat the dog,
Yep.
I don't know about this one. Um, hmm. Okay. Okay. So the bracket looking like this. Snack Random Joe, Vargast Sydney, Harm Golami, Fakey Rodion, Repiscow Aviator, XKAX JDG, Donkey Forge Dr. Sheep, which is still hilarious. I actually see that I cropped too much of this.
That's the whole farm over there.
Indeed, you're right. Yeah. Um, and Taman Hadoche versus Damat. Um, let's just do a small reminder of what's at stake for these people still, because the pricing. I knew before, but what did you think of the pricing when you heard the first place price from the
Oh, I mean,
anonymous
that's
donor,
amazing, right?
right?
I'm going to Vietnam. Well, actually, I'm not because I lost, but
Yeah, it's insane, right? Like
yeah.
a, a, a travel reimbursement to a GG in like I can't even speak words anymore. Like I'm still so in awe of this person that makes us able to hand out these great things. And second
I know
place,
who it is, but I won't say
oh
anything.
well, second place still gets like a display of probably Vietnamese Amber Skies and
So
Harm and
you know
I.
those are good.
Harm and I just opened a bunch, and there are some spicy ones, so they're good, right? You're gonna
Hmm.
get good decks, and fourth place will also get still uh, a deck. So we have predictions pricing as well. We have for first place also a display. So you don't even have to play well. You just have to predict well. And this stream can help you with that or throw you off because I got a lot of my predictions
Oh yeah, all of mine were
wrong.
wrong. You don't want to listen to me. Don't listen to me.
You don't want to listen to either of us, apparently. And second place still gets a sealed Ember Skies deck. And there will be random amongst voters 5 times Vault Master 2025,
I
for
almost
which
don't want to get second. I want to get random vote.
which one of them will be drawn right now.
Oh,
Oh ho ho! As you see in the ranking, it hasn't updated to all of the predictions yet, but me being at the top doesn't count because I obviously.
yeah, we look good right now.
Yeah. You look good. Elimax 6, you're on 5. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Captain Gill says do the opposite of our advice. Do that. So I voted for all sets and I voted for all houses, so I couldn't get anything wrong. I filtered everyone else out that had more votes than they were supposed to, except for myself, because everything is rigged in this tournament. If you didn't know by now, now you know.
It's not
Uh,
just rigged, it's rogged.
so I think I have a wheel of names right here, and I do.
Ooh.
And I think there's over 70 people in this wheel. So Loki attempted to make like 5 Discord accounts for more chance to get random. Well, um, the first one will do everyone who predicted at the start. Will get in contact with this person. That person doesn't respond aptly or within X amount of time. I don't know how much. We will spin it again. And
Hmm.
I'm not sure if we're going to do the more you vote, the more chances you have. Weighted spinning. Hey, what happened there? But anyway, should I just hit this button and spin?
Hit it.
And I'm hoping it's someone in the stream because that'd be great. If it hits
Hmm.
me, then I respin it. Um,
Just take your name out.
Yeah, but that's too much work.
Okay, fair enough. Me. I
Whoa.
can't read any of this. Does that say Grishammer?
It does
Grishammer's
say
in here.
Grishhammer. There's Grishhammer in there.
Yeah, Grishammer was talking.
Yeah, at the start, it was there. Grishhammer, you just won yourself a VM 2025 deck for predicting. So if you want to be like Grishhammer, go to that Discord after this stream and put in those predictions and put them in ASAP because I'm collecting all of them at the start of the first game, and I cannot guarantee that I will capture your votes if you vote after that time. So yeah, Grishhammer, congratulations. I'm going to put your note down. You were here at the start, so um, and you win the graphic. Da da da. We already told, but I put some
Boom.
effort into this graphic, so I'm gonna um, shout that out. Right. So Grishhammer, congratulations. Everyone saw it. Nothing's rigged. Let me just turn this Wheel of Names off. Now, now we're getting to challenger matches.
What
Um,
is this?
what are challenger matches? Yay! We got Grishhammer. It got the news. Grish, you want something? Do something on the stream. So Grishhammer, contact me and I'll hook you up with that VM 2025 thing. Onto the challenger matches. So what we got feedback from previous tournaments plural, just one. Um, if you get eliminated round one, it's a little bit of a feel bad. Um, so we didn't want to do 2-0. It would take too long. Um, Double knockout, group stage, all too big. But what we did realize as well that 16 games week one, 8 games week two, 4 games week three, 2, 4, and then a final in week five. We want to bring more Keyforge to the people. So if you are eliminated early for whatever reason in the tournament, you still have a chance um, to still have a match. Um, I was just trying to Discord message someone. So you will still
Oh,
have a
okay.
chance to get a match. Um, and that match will be against a challenger. And a challenger is someone like you who is watching, who is not part of the tournament, but really thinks they have a shot against one of these top level players. Um, and the first challenger is actually already there. He was on the sub list or the backup list, and it's Easy Galena is the first challenger that is there. And I think in week three we will have 4 matches, but we will do, if we can, maybe 4 challenger matches. So it brings it back to 8. I think 8 is the sweet spot where the
Yeah, that makes sense.
media team isn't swamped, and we can do that, and we can have awesome matches. And I think the pricing is uncertain, but I think we will do Amber Sky sealed decks for that. So if you got eliminated round one, you could still win a sealed deck,
That's
which would,
me.
yeah, equivalent to getting fourth place. And if you're in the audience and you think I've got a shot and I want to play and I want to be streamed and I want to be part of this, you can, and you can win a sealed Ember Skies deck as well. You obviously have to fill in the form and you have to show ownership of your decks and all that kind of stuff, like the players did in the tournament. But you will be able to play, and we will be able to provide commentary. We will make nice graphics for you. We'll do everything we do for the main tournament, and we're trying to make it a little bit of a hype show as well. So if you know someone that's interested, you are someone that's interested, please come forward. Reach out to any of the media team or to me. I'll put more info into the Discord as well, and I'm looking forward to
I
that.
agree, Klebe. You should have lost round one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Genius idea.
Also,
Thank you,
Harm,
Sydney.
don't fall for it. I listened to Sid's advice on predicting her round one match, and I also got that wrong. So
Yeah. So reach out. Please join us. So I think round three is the reasonable spot for it. So we went from 16 matches and we captured all of them. We captured all the logs. We streamed everything. I'm acting like Trump. I see. Like it's amazing. It's the best. But I mean, we did our best. We captured all of them. 8 is a lot more manageable. So
Mm,
next week we'll just do the 8, and then the week after we'll do the 4 and hopefully plus 4 if the eliminated players are down for it, and if we've got challengers. Um, if there's more challengers than 4, I don't want to make it into a popularity show. So maybe there might be some sort of poll just based on the deck that they're bringing, with not the name. Um, but let's see. Um, yeah, and Captain Gill says we definitely streamed all of them. At least one of the videos got lost. But Captain Gill, I wanted to do this at the beginning of the stream, but I didn't. I want to thank the new streamers that joined our team. Captain Gill did an awesome job. Strawman was there, I think, as well. And hopefully Sydney will be doing her own stream soon, maybe, if we get them to work and if she gets eliminated. Because focus on your own tournament first, and then later we'll get that thing going. But thank you so much, everyone in the media team. You guys rocked it. You're awesome, and let's keep it going. So those are challenger matches, and I'm actually quite uh, quite. Thanks, Dave. I'm quite excited by that. So, big props to the media team. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Statistics and trivia. And without the media team, or with the media team, there's more people in the background. One of them is Snoopy in the chat. He's traveling, he's doing work, he's providing all kinds of statistics, trivia, sometimes transcribing games that did not have the logs captured. So the reason why we are trying to get all the logs is that so that Snoopy doesn't have to do extra work to
mm.
not get any extra work in. Um, but what we have is at first a geographical overview. And I know geography is easy for most of the people that live around here, but sometimes for other, it might be a bit more challenging. But we went from this to this. Um, So Asia unfortunately got eliminated.
South
Uh,
America, 100% win rate.
South America, 100%. That's the place to be for Alliance. Yeah, and Europe losing a similar amount of people as North America, but with smaller numbers, so a little bit higher percent there maybe. Um, yeah. Then we got the teams again: Team Reapout, Ancient Bear Republic, Alliance Corner, Association Française Keyforge, Netherforge Lines, Housekeeping, Sloppy Lab Work, Future Side, Omni, Sforgiati, and Damat is part of Sforgiati as well. You'll see a magic trick in a second. Hidden 61, Screaming Boys, Bearforge, and the people that are to be recruited. And this happened to them. Um, Reapout lost 2 members, unfortunately. So did ABR. Alliance Corner lost 1. AFK lost 2. Netherforge Lines completely intact, as is Housekeeping. Um, Cat Marrow from Future Sight gone. Panic, unfortunately, gone. Damat got subbed into Sforgiati. Screaming Boys lost a rent along, and some of the people not part of the team also are now um, out of the tournament. So let's see how this evolves over time. Um, then the sets. Sorry, I didn't make this look nicer, but simple is sometimes there is what is there, and uh, I need to click. Clicking is hard. Look at what happened there. A lot of GR get eliminated actually, like
Yeah,
50%.
I was the only Worlds Collide to lose. Worlds Collide best set confirmed.
Yeah. Um, a lot of GR got eliminated. I'm not sure if they were like set kills or not. Um, but Amber Sky is doing quite well. World's Collide doing well. Um, yeah, interesting. The further we go along in the tournament, the more interesting it will be. But
Yeah,
um, what's even more interesting than that is the trivia.
I do have to duck out.
Okay, that's fine. Um, I'm gonna do the trivia with all of you in the chat. Dave, thank you so much. You have
Thanks
some
for having me.
urgent business to attend to, so I'm grateful that you were able to join. And maybe next time, maybe as a challenger, who
Yeah,
knows?
sure. I'm happy to come back whenever.
All right, that
Yeah,
sounds great.
see ya.
All right, have a good one. See you later. Um, Thanks, Dave, in chat. I hear a lot of those. Dave was great to be there. Um, Trivia. If you paid attention, you might be able to answer um, these things. Um, and it's just fun all around. So hopefully I copy pasted these all of them. Um, and let's see. So which deck has had the fewest keys scored against it? And we're going with the given names. The Bard's Blade Eclipse Wings, or the Hysterical Purger, or To Infinity and Beyond. And I think To Infinity and Beyond is from Donkey Forge. This one is from Fakey, and this one's from Vargast. So, what do we think? The fewest keys scored against it. I see some Bs. I see some Bs. The Purger, A. The Bard's Blade. All wrong. To infinity and beyond. Zero. So, um, the matchup was actually with someone playing the Sting, so maybe that, you know, that helps with that. But even so, the Hysterical Purge only got one key against it, and the Bard's Blade Eclipse Wings only one. So that's not a lot, but zero keys against. Talk about a convincing win, stats wise. Because if you calculate in the Sting, it's a little bit more nuanced, let's say. But off to a great start, Chad. We got everything wrong. Which deck had the highest check percentage? And check percentage means on turn you get to check every turn. It would be 100%. Otherwise, it'd be lower. Every other turn, 50. So we got Carpe Diem, Mars, 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 and Oppression. Carpe Diem is from Harmed. Mars, Mars, Mars is, I think, from Aviator. And Oppression from Random Joe. So Mars, 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 B, B, B. We're thinking will be. I think that might be wrong. It's Carpe Diem. Harmed. You played so many turns going check, uncheck, check, uncheck, check, uncheck. Is that what happened? Hope it's not B. Repiscalia, your opponent. Is very close. Very close. So every okay, let's make it easier. So every 3 turns, two of them harms on check. But probably because the game went so long, and Atsabat kept taking him off by one. See, you did your best, Atsabat. That's impressive. So Mars 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 is on check very often and very fast. That's the difference. Yeah. Who made these questions? Yeah, Snoopy did. And I love these questions, like these trivia, and he made it even easier for me to copy paste. Um, so let's just have fun with it. There's quite a few of them. And which deck cheated the most key? Hold, hold on. Hold on. Um, someone might know the answer now. You saw nothing. Um, what could it be? Would it be Speedy Abduction from Ripascal, or the Bard Blade that clips wings from Vargast, or the one that returns cards, which I think it's Pamon Hadoches. I don't know by heart. Um, the one that returns cards. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Rodion, Rodion's deck. Yeah, so maybe it could be A. Oh, well, what a surprise! Um, Speedy. So actually, half a key per turn. That makes sense. If you finish on turn 6 and you forge 3 with uh, yeah. So you won one stat right there. What a shock! What a shock, right? Which deck played the most cards per turn? Again, Carpe Diem, Mars, 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 or the Hysterical Purger. I think I know this one. And again, I copy pasted. all of them. So I did highlight also the right answers, but it was just a monkey job, honestly. We're going with B, Mars, Mars, Mars. A, question mark, Carpe Diem. B, B, Mars, Mars. Carpe Diem. A. Walin94, thank you for chatting as well. It was Carpe Diem. I think I played the most cards per turn. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. 6.19 per turn. So you're emptying more than your hand every turn. Wow. You definitely felt it. Yeah. Yeah, Harm, you don't know anything about your match. Your own deck. Mars, Mars, Mars also 5 and Hysterical Purge like 5. That's pretty insane, right? So you're almost playing your whole hand every turn. Um, yeah, the leads go a long way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct assessment. And which deck generated the most amber per turn? Speedy Abduction, again Repescaus, the one that returns cards Rhodions, or the Bard Blade that clips wings Farghast. And you see a lot of decks returning with the same in different questions, but that's just because we're still in round one of the tournament and they did so well, I guess. So we're going C. I live by the B, I die by the B. C. And okay, hold on. For the sake of calculating amber, key abduction counts as amber generated if you forge for free. So if you forge for 5 amber, key abduction counts an extra amber. So the amber pip and the amber for the free thing. So if you forge for 0, key abduction generates 6 amber plus 1 from the pip. Take that into account. So Harp knows that already, and he goes with A. If you want to change your answer, do it now. Um, and there we go. Speedy abduction takes it, and it's mainly because of that. And it is, there's no fair. Key cheats should be excluded. And what is this statistics? There we go. Which deck generated the most amber per turn, excluding key cheats? Yeah, your deck is topping the charts, Repescal. Carpe Diem, Sharkbait, or the Bard's Blade that clips wings. So let's pretend like it's that question before again. And what would you guess now? The B, all B for XKX, B, B, B. Everyone's going with Sharkbait. C, harmed. C, C, C. It is 4.08 per turn. Um, and does that excludes key cheats? So yeah, the Drakes still generate 4 amber, so that I think that still counts, right? But the key cheat itself doesn't generate any amber. You still need 6. So C. So and we did see that. That was a very fast deck as well. So which deck had the fastest first key on average? Was it Mars, 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 Oppression from Random Joe, or the Bard's Blade Eclipse Wings? So it's Aviator, Random Joe, and Varghast again. Never gonna answer my own tech questions. You didn't count Ember Drake as key cheat since I get it even if no keysword. Makes complete sense. I see A, B, A, C, A, C, C, C. You might not be happy with the answer here. It's both A and B. Both A and B. So, Snack, sorry, Easy Galena, not tonight. You had a 66% chance of getting it right. And so, uh, the first key on turn 3.3. So there must have been 3 games, right? And then first key on turn 3 in one game, and another game, and then turn 4. I guess that should be how it works. And the Bard's Blade Eclipse Wings only had 2 games first key on turn 3, and then yeah, that's why you don't gamble, Snack. Yeah. And which deck has played the most cards? Harmed. You get another chance to vote in your own deck. Carpe Diem, Sharkbait, or the Hysterical Purger. A, A, someone says. A, A. You know, when Harm votes on his own deck, it's always wrong, right? So Cleve goes for B again. A. Finally, you've redeemed yourself. Carpe diem. One shy of 100. One shy of a hundo. Shark bait with 90 and hysterical perjury with 89. Actually, pretty close still. Um, pretty close. And a lot of cards. A lot of cards. Which deck has generated the most amber? Shark bait, speedy abduction, and the one that returns cards. And again, speedy abduction, the key abduction is probably counted here as generating amber. Take that into account. Um, Shark bait has no key abduction, I don't think. I'm not 100% sure. It's XKIX's deck, so B. I have to vote against myself. It's got to be B. C. Not voting mine here. Should have went for your own deck. Sharkbait, 83, but very close to Speedy Abduction and the one that returns cards here. Very, very close. And obviously, if you play more games, then this might be higher. Um, but still, 83 Amber. Even if you, yeah, if you need 36 Amber, no, how much you need? 18 Amber to win a game. So that's way more than you would need to win 3 games. Yeah, let's go. Which deck generated the least amber per turn? Nobody puts baby in a corner. It's Sydney's deck. The copycat is Elimax's deck. And the theorist that only works with conjectures I think is Akil's deck. I'm not sure if you're proud of this statistic, but it is a statistic that you can top the charts in. I see ABC already. A, A, B, 2 A's, 2 B's, 1 C, 2 C's. Okay, we're pretty balanced here. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Generates the least amber per turn. 1.3 amber per turn only. The copycat 1.48, and the theorist. Wait, how do you play this game? Hey, just put in the chat. What do you think? Um, it's a lockout deck, right? You don't need amber to win. As is the copycat. It's also more like a lockout deck. So yeah, I guess you don't need amber. And the theorist just got stone washed or like steamrolled. That's what I meant by the Drakes. So we're now out of the deck statistics thingy. Uh, yeah, with an Eaton's jar on Connor the Market. Um, which set has the highest win rate? B, Amber Skies. Harm says B, Repiscow. If you looked at the picture before, you can do math, then you probably should work out that it's definitely not Grim Reminders, and it's also not one of the options. So um, B is right. Age of Ascension 0. um, Amber Skies on a 75% win rate, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Nice. Which house had the highest win rate? B/C, Captain Gilsings. No, it was just Equidon. Guys, do it. Star Alliance. Which one would it be? Oh, we're missing a few options here. I probably should have left a note to scroll right. Oh, I'm sorry. I was in a rush to get them. But B, C, 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 B, B, Easy Galena, Equidon. Are you sure? Are you sure, Easy Galena? You're the only one that got it right. Equidon has, well, 2/3 of the games winning. Geistoid, there's a lot of Geistoid, right? So if there's a lot of Geistoid, there's high chance they face off against each other. But still net positive, let's say, win rate. So if you need to make a alliance based on houses, you know which houses to mix, even if they probably can't be mixed, can they? I don't think they can, right? Yeah, above Geistoid, huh? No, who would have thought? But if everyone runs Geistoid, then some of them will lose. And if you have the highest, then you also have the lowest. And I guess I missed all the other options as well there, Snoopy. So sorry for that. But um, I just got it finished just in time with Mother's Day and all. This is my house combo. These houses is where it's at, right? If you open this in sealed, and sealed this might not be that bad. Bropnar, Saurian, Shadows. Lowest win rate. B, B. We're going for Saurian. B, B, A, C. I think there may have been only one Saurian in the tournament, and it's got eliminated, so 0. But Shadows and Bropnar also not looking to. It was a Scholar deck, so I think that's the only Saurian in there. Otherwise, why would you ever take Sorin into Alliance? Um, yeah, we hope it isn't sealed as an illegal tech, right? Um, which house has the highest average amber per turn? Um, in Archon, I think Skyborn was doing a lot of work there. Um, but which house is doing it here? B, Mars, B, Mars, B, Mars, B, B. Brobnar best house, 1.88 amber per turn. Um, yeah, it's just a simple fact. Um, so Mars close second, but Brobnar by far. Where would that come from, though? Where does that come from? It must be Mars has a way bigger data set than Brobnar, right? So the Mars is probably more well-rounded than the Brobnar, but still, yeah, it feels very low for Mars. Kind of does. Riots, yeah, maybe cacophonous riots and that kind of stuff. Could be. I need to turn on some lights here. Have a little bit more. Right. Okay. We still have some questions to go, but I think we're having fun here, so that's good. Which house had the lowest average amber per turn? The lowest. Oh boy. Oh boy. I wish I didn't know the answers and I could play this game. We're going with C, with Unfathomable. C, sadly. C, Harmed. A for Equidon. The most successful house has the lowest average amber. You sure, Harmed? C, C, C. C, C. Unfathomable with a 0.46. Again, in Unfathomable, you're not trying to. Well, maybe when the lockout is there, you might reap in Unfathomable, but most of these lockouts use star lines to get back the Unfathomable. So, yeah, in Alliance, then Unfathomable the lowest. Get your stuff together, Tom. That's what happens when you try to do something fast. I am not curating any mistakes as we go now. Um, just bear with me. Just checking. Okay, I think we're good. Um, there. Yes, that's where we were. Which card was played the most times? I think some of you were fast enough and might know, or maybe not because it wasn't very obvious. BB. It's two Geistoid cards, so Infernus C. I think it might be B. A, C, or B. Let's go B. Sure, Snack. You sure? Both A and B, both Boo and In Here Somewhere were played 42 times, which, as we all know, is the answer to you know it. Hmm? Universe, the life, and everything. So, Boo and In Here Somewhere. Um, We get a little bit more. You need to read well now. Which card that was played at least 30 times had the highest win rate? So which card that was played at least 30 times had the highest win rate? And as you saw from before, sometimes double answers can be possible. I don't know if it's going to happen more often. A, Battlefleet, Battlefleet. B, for harmed. A and B. A and B, Battlefleet and Boo, both have a 50% win rate. That's interesting. So if we have cards that are played uh, at least 30 times, what about a little bit less? So that were played 15 times. A, Infernus, B, Rebel, and C, Wild Wormhole. I'm not sure if would Wild Wormhole correlate with a high win percentage? That'd be interesting if that happens. B, Rebel, B, Rebel. A, A for harmed. B, C. Nice spread, nice spread. D, Boo and Battlefleet. Okay, that's bad. You might be right, but maybe the win percentage is higher on this one. Let's double check, but you could be wrecked. The 30 players had two more options. Oh my goodness. Um, but luckily, I've got the one that was the right answer. Um, it is Infernus with a whopping 0.71, which is definitely higher than Battlefleet and Boo. Um, as is the Rebel, as is the Wild Wormhole, actually. Um, so, yeah, Infernus is the way to go. Yeah, Infernus is a good card. We all knew that. We all knew that. Yeah. Which card has generated the most amber per play or discard? This is interesting. Infernus was the answer to both. It was played 32 times. Oh, that's why it wasn't green. Ah, but out of those options, that one had the highest. Okay, got it, Snoopy, got it. So we're going with key abduction. Key abduction. The red ember drake should generate 4, right? Um, key abduction can generate 6, or with increased key cost more, but it can also do nothing. And the sting could also, with increased key cost, yeah, maybe C actually. And it is the sting. It is the sting. It was 7. So that's pretty cool. Um, so red ember drake like 4 for sure, right? And then key abduction is variable, and the sting also um, could do nothing even. The sting. Uh, so yeah, that's a very interesting statistic. Which card has the most copies in the tournament? And three options are um, the Geistward cards, and maybe I am not looking. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm not missing this here, but Snoopy will correct me if I'm wrong. C, B, B, Junk Restoration. A or B, A and B, Boo and in here somewhere. It is in here somewhere with 18 copies. A whopping 18 copies. That's a lot of them. That is a lot of them. Okay, cool. Good to know. It had been corrected about Froglex playing Random Joe KFC. It was a different, similar control build. Okay, so that is not really a rematch then. Thank you, Grishhammer. And thank you, the person correcting Grishhammer, and then Grishhammer letting us know. Um, which uncommon card was played the most times? Was it Battlefleet? Was it Cowp? Or Key Abduction? A lot of Coda decks were there. A lot of Coda decks. A, Battlefleet. A, Battlefleet. A, C, Key Abduction. B, Cowp. battle fleet by far. 32. 32 battle fleets were played. 18 Cowps, 20 key abductions. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, which rare card was played the most times? Is it the Neutron Shark? Is it the Time Traveler, or the Well of Memory? Hmm. I see B, I see C. If it's A, I'll throw a damn fit. B, A, B. You're always going for B, XAX Sleep God. So maybe you should do it again. Time Traveler, 21. And I'm betting Aviator's build has something to do with this one. Neutron Stark still with 15 and Well of Memory with 15 quite high up there. Um, and actually, the card with the most copies actually also had Lee and Winds of Death as question options, but I didn't put them. But Time Traveler played 21 times. That's pretty crazy. So now we have some. These were the questions, and I might not have had time to get all of them in here or all of the statistics. And that's good for the next recap. We still have something to look at. But some interesting facts, and I didn't read them because I just copy pasted them. Too much text. So for me, it's new as well. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. One with 1.31 Ember generated per turn. No other deck. One with less than two. Oh, yeah, it's a lockout. It's a lockout. What can you say? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. To infinity and beyond, Donkey Fortress deck. One with 78 raw creature power. And no other deck one with more than 58. So action heavy decks seem to do better, but this one is the anomaly. And it uses the creatures kind of as actions, right? With Zavo and the thingies and interesting, interesting as well. Um, Mars's Mars Pod. Snoopy, what you trying to pull here? Mars's Mars Pod has the lowest Ember per turn score of all three of its pods. Huh? Mars's Mars Pod had the lowest Ember per turn score of all three of its pods. How did that happen? Because you're. Huh? I'm really confused by this. I need to watch that game. I mean, the statistics can't be wrong, so it must be right. But. Oh, okay. The Donkey Ride, aka Pastor Ass. Sorry, the mic not working so well. Is it better now? Is the mic working better? Sorry, I had to boost. My voice is going. It's better now. I think my mic was a bit further, so might be better now. The Donkey Ride Ass ranked 5th in keys cheated per turn. So that's up there with the Alliance cheaters, let's say, as an Archon deck. Hmm. Let me know if my mic is better now. I think it should be. Um, I guess the Mars pips don't count as part of the Mars part. I guess it doesn't? Maybe it counts towards logos with the Time Traveler? Kind of must be, right? Something to investigate. Correct. Okay. Snoopy's here to shower us with knowledge. Um, the top 9 Ember generating decks were all from Kota, GR, and AS. And the top 2 were both from Kota. I think that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, Coda is known for a lot of amber. And GR just plays so many cards that it also makes a lot of amber. Interesting. I think we're almost out of interesting facts. So all three Coda decks that won generated at least 3.05 amber per turn. Both Coda decks that lost generated 1.71 or less. Aha. So if your Coda needs to do well, it needs to generate amber every turn. That's the bottom line here. Nice. Nice. Let's see if I have still something that I wanna show. Oh, those are very interesting things, Snoopy. The Archon versus Alliance, and I didn't get them in there yet. Okay, let me see if I can do this in a way that you can still see it, because I would love for you all to see that. And yeah, maybe that didn't work so well. Maybe if I make this font size 6. Okay, maybe. Sorry. And then a line on the left side. Would that work? Maybe. Mm-hmm. It's not ideal. Um, Let me do it like this. I can get this to work. Don't worry. On the fly. On the fly. Everything should have been a separate slide, but that's okay. 1.5, and then that should be like that. Okay. Round 1, Alliance versus Archon. Fewest turns per match average. Alliance only averages 7.65. That's a lot higher than I would have expected, actually. I don't know if my mic is maybe dying. I have another mic. I have another mic. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Audio. Um, Maybe let me switch to the Yeti. Let me know if this. Yeah, my wire is probably bad. I think this one should be better. Let me know if that's the case. Silky smooth, so much better. Okay, back in business. Always have a backup. Um, Way better. Okay, okay. Yeah, sometimes the Yeti does some weird things, so I'm not always using it, but for now, it's good enough. So, Alliance versus Archon, and Alliance has fewer averages turns, but not so much. So, 7.65 versus 8.53. That's a little bit surprising to me, actually. I would have expected. I would have expected, yeah, a bigger difference. And then most Ember is for Archon, and Alliance is not always about Ember, so that one makes sense. The 2 zeros, both on 8. Both on 8. You don't track concessions. Okay. Okay. Most Bryozork negated actions. 25 versus 3. That's cool. Actions on average, slightly favored in Alliance. Less creatures, not by much. More artifacts. And more upgrades. These are very interesting stats, Snoopy. I would love to see them evolve over the tournament because I'm assuming this is from the completed Archon tournament and not the round 1 of Archon. Or am I mistaken here? No, just one round. Okay, so you also compared. Man, you're doing good, great. So also, um, just round 1. Okay, I'm really curious how this develops in the tournament. Okay, it's almost been a 2-hour stream. The stats are amazing. We did a recap. We went over all the matches. Um, we again went to the new bracket. We have Grishhammer winning a VM deck. Lots of trivia. We saw people getting eliminated. And maybe have one more look at the new bracket. This is the new bracket. This is what we're going to be looking forward to this week. After this stream, we're going to create new rooms for people to schedule matches. We're going to try to capture all of them. And we're going to try to pump out new predictions as well and fill them in ASAP. And let's see who continues to fight to win the honor of the Final Refrain Alliance, but also this ticket, which is still insane. And don't forget about the pricing for the predictions as well. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, Snoopy, for everything you do. Thanks, everyone. Yo, what? Yeah. You didn't see yet? You didn't see yet? One more time. The winner of the whole thing, it's a travel reimbursement to a GG Alliance event. So if you are in Europe and you want to go to a Volter in the States or KFC, even better, within reason, got you covered. You live under a rock with 4 kids sitting on top of it. Yeah, but now you know. The hype should be real, and it's real. It's super dope, and it's an anonymous donor, and we're so grateful of this person. And everyone, keep watching, keep predicting. If you want to be a challenger, reach out, because you too have a chance to shine in the Final Refrain Alliance. And have a chance to win probably an Ember Sky sealed deck. So I'm wrapping it up. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.